Hello and welcome back to Football Manager 2019 with USL Dunkerque. It is season 10 and we are sat looking at the finance screen because the season started, so we're partially hiding that, but also you'll notice there's £11 million in the bank. It's a very good reason. We might have sold a player for a large sum of money. You can probably guess who it's going to be. So yes, it is the first episode of a new season, so there's going to be a lot of stuff to run through. We might have one match in this episode, hopefully, maybe two. Depends how long we ramble on for about finances and all the transfers that have gone on, because as always, there's a lot of transfers that have happened. That is right, you've probably guessed it. It is Srečko Matijević, the Serbian central midfielder, formerly of PSG, has left the club. He has gone to Borussia Dortmund. £20 million we've got for this guy. We had him for one season, bought him on a free transfer, sold him for £20 million. Not just £20 million, there's a 50% sell-on in there as well. So if he goes off to another club afterwards, we're getting half of that money as well. Not 50% profit, 50% of the next transfer is coming to us. So Srečko has saved us financially. Unfortunately, we are going to be missing quite a large number of players. Not really. We're missing a large piece of the puzzle from last season. Hopefully we have replaced them though. We've also sold another 8 players on permanent deals. I'm going to fly through them very quickly. Ljubiša Kojic spent last season out on loan, has signed for Serbian team Partizan Belgrade for £1.7 million in total. Luka Ilić was a player that didn't really kind of cut the mustard last season. He has left. He is signed for Montpellier for £1.1 million. For 800k, rising to potentially £1 million, Boris has gone back to Germany, signing for Eintracht Frankfurt. Abdoulaye Dabo, much like Luka Ilić, didn't really cut it last season. He has left. He is signed for St Etienne for £800,000. Youngster Ludovic Frage has left and signed for Strasbourg for £450,000, and we do have a little bit of a percentage sell in there as well. Malian central midfielder who played one game for us as a left midfielder, Abdoulaye Diakite, has gone back to his native Mali, signing for Centre, I don't know why I put a weird French accent on it, Centre, Salif Keita for about £45,000. Dennis Blom left the club on a free transfer and has signed for IFK Gothenburg. And finally, Milan Radovanovic has also left the club on a free transfer because he refused to sign a new contract, signing for Stade Reims. Joining the club then in no particular order, first up is Yassine Mahiou, who is a French left winger. We brought him in on loan from Lens because he can play as that left midfield position. Basically, Ali's not a left midfielder, so we're going to give him a little bit of competition. Signing from Monaco on a free transfer, 21-year-old French attacking midfielder Jean-Pierre Lecomte has signed. He's already played a couple of games for us. I think we've got a little gem here. He's still only 21. He's the type of player that we can either hopefully hold on to if we start progressing, or he's the type of player that we end up selling for a decent sum of money. As you might remember, Kingsley Asai Antwi has signed on a permanent deal as well. Spent last season here on loan. Had a great year as well. 29 games, 3 goals, or 28 games and 3 goals. Making that deal permanent, I think that's a very good bit of business. And it's not a Stuart Pearce transfer window without a really weird nationality signing for us. Armenian central midfielder Robert Nikolayan has signed from Banats maybe, in his native Armenia. He's then gone out on loan to Angers for the entire season. He looks amazing. Mentally, he has got some superb stats in there. 20 determination, 16 work rate. Also, physically, he's great as well. Technically, he's also really good. Hopefully, he does a great job at Angers next season, or this season, because he's going to be playing first-team football next year. English right midfielder Ian Kelly has also joined the club on a free transfer from Bournemouth. Spent last season on loan at Derby County. Actually did quite a good job there, 41 games, 6 goals. Signing on a permanent deal. He is part Irish, so he doesn't count as a non-EU player, which is perfect. I think he's also very, very good. Also provides a little bit of competition on that right-hand side, obviously, as well. Yannick Teixeira is no longer here with us, so Ian Kelly is basically going to be our number 1 right winger. Someone who we've had in our youth team for a few years now, Esli, the Brazilian 21-year-old central midfielder. He's got some potential behind him. He's only here for maybe if we can loan him out, that would be ideal. I can't see him really cutting it. To replace Srečko Matijević, this is the man that we have gone for. Juan Manuel Blanco, on loan from Atletico Madrid, 22 years old. He looks pretty good. We've got him in as a backup as well, so he doesn't actually have to be playing. He's already played a couple of games. He's not done too badly, 6.85 average rating. I think he's a good little player. Maybe if he does well, we can look at possibly signing him come the end of the season, because he's not that expensive, only 750k. We've got money now. Another player who might replace Sreko Matijevic is Ismail Silla, who is an 18-year-old Ivorian Segundo Volante signed from ASEC Mimosas. I think we paid a bit of money for him. It's about 400k, I think. 150k, okay, not too bad. 400, why is 400 coming from? 150k, potentially rising to 220. I think he's got 3-star current ability, so I think he's actually good enough now to get into the team. Probably not going to play a huge amount. He's going to be one of those ones, he'll sit on the bench a lot of the time, but 3-star current ability, 4-star potential. I like the look of Ismail Silla. He's my type of player. And finally, this man, yep, I don't know what your name is at all. South African defensive midfielder, naturally a halfback, can also play a bit as a centre-back as well. 2-star current ability, 4.5-star potential ability, and an unpronounceable name. Perfect. Brian. You're going to be called Brian, and I'm really sorry. As always, there is also a load of loan deals that have happened. So, Romain Betremu and Sergio Martella have signed for Quevilly Ruin on loan. Levan Gvimradze has gone to Nimes. As we know, Nikolayan has gone to Angers. Thomas Ramon has gone to Nancy. Hani Mufta to Le Mans. Alain Varel to Cannes. Ahmed Youssef Musa has gone to Gazlagajeso. Pavel Jindrosek to Kretiel, maybe. And Simon Bogle has also gone out on loan to Strasbourg. I've tried to trim down the team quite a lot for this season, because we've got a lot of really good players. Players like Bogle, Jindrosek, Musa, Varel, Mufta, all of that lot, they're actually very good footballers, but we've got too many players ahead of them in the list, so they need to get some first-team football elsewhere in order to come back and actually be decent enough to play. And obviously some players like Alain Varel, Thomas Ramon is one of those players that I would like to have kept him here, but I think he's going to get more football at Nancy. Levan Gvimradze tried to sell him, nobody wanted to buy him. So, season preview-wise, we're expected to finish 13th, which seems fair considering we finished, 10th last season, 9th last season, something along those lines. However, 4 games in, that is not quite accurate. We are second and undefeated. 3 wins, 1 draw, 0 defeats. PSG also with the same record, Toulouse and Monaco with the same record as well. We're second place on goal difference, but nonetheless, we're second place in the league table. Hopefully it stays that way. It's definitely not going to stay that way, but I can dream. And we've not exactly been playing easy teams. We started off against Lyon. Thanks to Hassan Kamara, we win 1-0. Against Lille, it was a 2-2 draw. We were lucky in this one. Geo Ferreira and Dragan Pokrovac were the 2 goals for us. Against our feeder club, Nantes. Our parent club, by the way. We beat them 1-0 thanks to Ian Kelly. And then against Nice, we destroyed them, and I don't know where this performance came from. Kamara, Ali, Bejoui, Kelly and Vergara all with goals for us. And then I thought, let's play a little friendly against Chelsea in the middle. Ian Kelly scores a hat-trick, and Jean-Pierre Lecomte also getting on the score sheet. It's going far too well right now, and I'm not sure whether it's going to carry on. So, I think that's everything covered. We still haven't changed stadiums, just in case you're aware. We're still playing at Stade Marcel Tribut. Let's have a quick check, actually, while we're here. How far along is it? We're over halfway. I don't know whether, when we get there, is the stadium going to be built, or is that just the planning phase is complete? I'm not quite sure, but we're still at Stade Marcel Tribut for the moment. Match number 1 of the episode then. Match number 5 of the season, but number 1 of the episode and of our season on camera. Up against Lahav, who are down in 18th place and have yet to win a game, so hopefully we will continue our unbeaten run. I'm now going to just check, who are PSG playing? They're playing Bordeaux. That's a game that they could lose. Toulouse and Monaco, also Monaco versus Nimes. Toulouse are up against Rennes away from home. I don't know why I'm checking the teams in and around us, because right now, I've got a nosebleed, basically. We ain't going to finish there, we'll finish around here. If we can get Europe, that is perfect. The starting lineup we are going to go for then. Quite a lot of this is going to be fairly familiar. So Calvin Matupa will be the goalkeeper. Ferreira, Pokrovac, Bejoui, who is still here, and Hugo Lafosse as the back 4. Midfield partnership of Hassan Kamara and Blanco, who is basically, like I said earlier, he is the Matijevic replacement. Ali is going to be the left-sided midfielder. Sofiane Khalid, the Algerian, is going to be the right-sided midfielder. I am trying to train him up as a right-sided wide midfielder. Asai Antwi as the attacking midfielder, and Marco Vergara as the striker. So new players in the starting 11 is Blanco. It's only Blanco. We haven't really changed a huge amount. On the bench, we've got obviously a couple of players. Mahou and Lecomte is on there. Ian Kelly is usually that right side midfielder, but currently out injured. Anything else? Brian's there, as you can see. Ishmael Silla also. They're not going to be getting a huge amount of games, but they're sticking around the first team just for the training experience. Lahav, obviously, down the wrong end of the table, so going fairly defensive. This formation, I don't know whether it's because I've built a team that kind of... They've been together quite a long time now. The dynamics is very good with this team, and I don't know whether that is really helping, but this formation seems to be pretty good for a small team, particularly once you start getting players for the positions as well, because we still don't have wingers that really suit the roles, but we're doing a good job. 25 minutes in, we're not doing a particularly great job, as we've had one shot and it wasn't on target, and nothing else is happening, and everyone else around us seems to be winning. Vergara with a free kick just before half-time. Pokravac is there, his effort is wide, it's going to VAR. Is it going to be a penalty? It looks like it's a penalty. Ali is stepping up to take it, smashes it into the back of the net, and the 6'5" left midfielder has made it 1-0. That came out of absolutely nowhere, and this first half has been pretty appalling. Also, that penalty shouldn't have counted, because Marco Vergara, I believe, was running across the penalty box. Half-time then, and yeah, we're winning, but it's not particularly convincing. I'm thinking Vergara needs to come off. He's had no chances. He's on a 6.4. I'm going to give everyone... No, I'm not going to encourage the Municipal. I'm going to passionately say... No, aggressive. Let's not be aggressive. Hold on. Assertive. I'm far from pleased. That's good. That has worked. Let's get the assistant as well to do a thing. Marco Vergara. What did he say to him? I want you to prove to everyone that you've got what it takes to play for this club. Yes, we'll keep you on because you seem to react positively to Yunus Kabul shouting at you. I feel like a lot of people would. He's a very scary man. If he's not on a 6.6 by 60 minutes, he's coming off. Well, that was quick. Nothing actually happened. We are going to bring on Marcelo Acuna to play as that striker. What else do we change? Maybe Sofiane Khalid off? We've got no right midfielders. Let's do Ali for Yassine Mahou. I know Ali's obviously scored, but it was a penalty. Free kick for Acuna goes for goal, and that is inches wide of the post. One thing with Acuna, when he plays, he's actually good at free kicks, which means Bejoui never seems to take them. But I want Bejoui to take my free kick, so I need to kind of change that up a bit. So far, this match hasn't been particularly great, has it? We are just about in front, although Lahav have whipped the ball into the area, and Khalid has gone for goal. He hasn't gone for goal. Simon, he has to be offside. He is definitely offside. That was a bit of a shambles, basically from the players and also my commentary. Corner for Acuna to take. Final 5 minutes. It's cleared. Mahou's going to get the ball back though. Where is he going to go? 3 players on him. Tries to cross it in and can't do a very good job of it. Now Lahav can play the ball out of trouble. And this is where they possibly equalise, isn't it? Simon on the left-hand side. Long ball into towards the goalkeeper. And Matupa can claim the ball. Rolls out to Bejoui. This is a worry. Finds, who is that? Mahou on the left wing. Back to Hugo Lafos, and Mahou once again runs inside towards the centre circle. Acuna gets tackled. We managed to somehow get away with the ball. Sofiane Khalid is there, and his first ever goal of the season. His first ever goal of the season? First ever goal for the club, maybe? I don't know. We are 2-0 up. I am very happy with that. Sofiane Khalid is one of those players that I feel a bit like unfortunate for him because he never really gets the chance, but he is a great little footballer, and he's just shown that with that finish. Another highlight, and the match still isn't going to be over yet. Ferreira smashes it in to a Lahav player. Pokravac gets the ball. Stands still, smashes it across towards Mahou. Cannot get the ball. Now, Akolo. Forward, Casimir. Casimir goes for goal. He's hit the post, and Matupa calmly collects the ball in his hands and rolls it out to Pokravac. Is that the highlight over, or is something else coming from this? Acuna gets the ball from Khalid, gets the ball back to Khalid. Now into the area to Mahou, controls it, goes for goal. It's a good save from Deschamps. It is going to be a corner, which we are not going to see, and I'm hoping not a lot else is going to happen in this match. We've got a minute to play. Kamara with the ball to find Hugo Lafos. He gets tackled. That is going to be a yellow card for Hammer? Maybe? No? We're just going to see a free kick now. Lafos steps up. Plays it to Blanco. Asai Antwi, first time we've really seen him all game. Asan Kamara to Sofiane Khalid. There's 3 in the box if he can cross it in. Acuna's one of them. It's over his head. Kamara gets it back. Blanco again. Asai Antwi once again back to Kamara. Tries to find Ferreira. It's not going to cross it in. The full-time whistle was going to go. And it's going to be a 2-0 victory. And that of all the wins that we've had so far this season, that's the worst one. We've had some really good performances, but we're still undefeated 5 games in. So we remain up in second place on goal difference. The other teams around us, it's just PSG and Monaco now on joint points. We are going to have another match in this episode, so it's going to be a bumper, extra special long episode, and I believe it is Marseille next. Match number 2 then of the episode, up against Marseille, a team down in 7th place in the table. They've only lost 1. The top of the table is very, very tight, and obviously we've been around here before now. We know that all of these divisions in France always seem to be quite tight, apart from the top 2 after about 2-3 months. If we're still nestled in between PSG and Monaco by, let's say, November, I think we've got a very good chance of getting Champions League football, let alone Europa League. Yep, I did just say after 5 games in, we might be getting Champions League football this season. I think I need to actually start, thinking about what I'm saying before I actually say it. The starting lineup against Marseille then is basically the same with one little change. Matupa in goal, Ferreira, Pokravac, Bejoui and Lafosse as the back 4. Kamara and Blanco in the middle, with Ian Kelly returning to the starting lineup to replace Sofiane Khalid, which is a bit unfair on Khalid after he did obviously score a goal, but Ian Kelly is a lot better at football. Ali is going to be the left midfielder on the left, Asai Antwi and Marco Vergara. Everyone else basically keeps their position. On the bench, we've got a couple of little changes. Yoon Kyung-soo is on the bench. He's actually played a couple of games so far this season as an attacking midfielder. Been really, really good. Although Lecomte is probably the one who's going to be coming on. Sofiane Khalid obviously on there as well. Daniel Garrett's picked up a little knock. He probably won't be needing to come on, but I always like to have that goalkeeper just in case. Welcome back then to the Stade Marcel Tribut. It is still just 5,000 capacity, or one under 5,000 at 4,999. Hopefully this is going to be the last season that we're playing here, because we really do need to get a bigger stadium. If we do actually qualify for any form of European competition, I don't think we technically meet the standards required to be playing in Europe. We are that, our stadium is that bad. 7 minutes in and PSG have already taken the lead, so they're now 2 points clear of us. Monaco still drawing at the moment. Pokravac with a free kick for us finds Ian Kelly, runs inside, keeps going, loses the ball. It wasn't particularly clever of him. Pokravac gets the ball back though. Hugo Lafosse on that left hand side. He's cut inside, finds Ali. Ali holds up play back to Blanco. Across to Sayantwi, has a bit of space. He's ran it instead, goes for goal. Diab has managed to save the ball. It's going to be a corner. Vergara steps up to take the corner. It's not the best corner. Kamara gets it, controls back to Marco Vergara. He's tried to cross it in again. It's a throw on. I don't know why Vergara is taking my corners. I don't know whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. He's quite small. I think he's about 5'6". He's not the tallest player on the pitch, but still, I'd like to have my striker in the penalty area for corners. I'd also like to have some highlights in football matches, but apparently not. It is 0-0 against Marseille. Hassan Kamara's made a couple of mistakes. I wouldn't say we're doing great, we're also not doing terrible. I'm going to get Yunus Kabul to do that, and then I'm going to shout angrily at the attack. You need to calm down. No, I'm not happy with your finishing. That was literally just Marco Vergara. Okay, I was hoping maybe Sayantwi might have got involved in that as well. Aggressively shout at Ali. He looks stressed. That was a bad thing. Aggressively shout at you as well. This is probably a bad thing because they were already fired up. I've broken my two of my players. Let's leave. Maybe Yunus Kabul should always do team talks. Well, Marco Vergara has got 5 more minutes on the pitch, and he needs to get himself a 6.6 to stay on. Blanco gets the ball. It was a great tackle from Asai Antwi. Ali now. Does he look stressed anymore? He doesn't look like it. He looks like a wizard with the football at his feet. Ferreira across to Hassan Kamara. Hopefully he's stopped making mistakes. Asai Antwi goes forward to Vergara, stops and goes for goal, but hits it wide of the post, and that might be the last action that we see from Marco Vergara. Ali's on a 6.4 and looking nervous. Yep, double substitution then. Ali off. Oh, I didn't put Mahieu on the bench. Konstantin Zakharov is going to be coming on. Vergara for Marcelo Acuna, so that's probably all we're going to do. The 2 defence midfielders not doing the best of jobs at the moment. At the end of the day, a 0-0 draw with Marseille isn't bad. Marseille are probably one of the better teams in the league. I mean, being up in 7th place kind of shows that. A 0-0 draw is a point that we probably shouldn't be getting. I would like a highlight. Is that possible to have any form of highlight in this match? It doesn't look like it. We're on 90 minutes now, 4 minutes of injury time, still nothing happening. The final highlight starts with a throw-on and ends with a throw-on. It's 0-0. I'll take it, just not particularly happy with the performance. Well, we've dropped down to third place, but I'm still very happy to be up there even in general. To be honest, I'm happy to just be in single figures. Like, I was expecting to be 10th. That was kind of my expectations for this season, was be mid-table. If we can keep up this form, obviously we're going to start losing some games, but if we can keep up this form and actually be sort of on the edge of getting European football, maybe, and just maybe challenging for Champions League football, that is going to be ridiculous considering where we started just 10 years ago as a team that was struggling in the third division. We were a team that in theory should have been finishing mid-table in the third division. We're now potentially going to be finishing top half or better in Ligue 1 in just 10 years. That's ridiculous. Dunkerque maintain unbeaten record. 10 matches? 10 matches without losing? I mean, obviously this goes back into last season. So Auxerre, Lorient, Nantes and Dijon as well. 10 matches undefeated. That's pretty good. That is going to do it then for this episode of Football Manager 2019 with USL Dunkerque. Next episode, we're not going to go very far at all. And I don't know why I'm doing this, but we're going to play Monaco and PSG in one episode. Yep, that's going to be very soon. We've got Sochaux, and then we've got Monaco and PSG. So yeah, next episode, we'll probably lose twice. Thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy, if you wouldn't mind leaving a like. If you want to see more, hit the subscribe button, and I'll be back next time where we'll get destroyed.